But it's almost, when playing the game, and obviously Nick and I didn't enjoy it, it's almost ironic that we're listening to a song that's saying everything is awesome, and we're playing a game that's clearly not. It is one like a weird like juxtaposition. It's like, no, everything isn't awesome. I'm playing a barista.
It's not.
I want to play as Thor or somebody. Yeah, sorry.
Don't say it's awesome, Chris Pratt. It's not, and you know it. Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of everyone's favorite podcast, the Critical Arcade Podcast. I'm your co-host, Nick.
And I'm Dave.
Hello, Dave.
Hello, Nick. Are you well?
Yes, I'm well. I'm also a bit sad.
Why are you sad?
Well, not entirely because of this week's game, because this is going to be our final audio-only episode.
Yes, we're finally, as the internet has demanded, and I've been writing down picket fences, and also that we're finally showing ourselves. We're going to a big reveal, because everybody, all those three people wanted that
to
are out there.
Every single person, including you,
yes, listeners,
Philip
and Gregory.
Yes, Philip and Gregory, we've heard your demands. I mean, since the right after the next episode, where have my words gone?
Yeah, you've lost them. It's the pressure of being on video one day.
I guess that's it.
Yeah, that's right. Just
right after this episode, the next episode, and all episodes after that are going to be in video format on YouTube. Exciting. But it makes me sad because now it's not going to be audio only anymore. That's true.
We're not just going to depend on our voices. We're going to depend on our good looks and fashion sense, which is not a good thing. This is not our strength.
Rugged faces.
That's right. People can actually finally see that I am old and understand fully my point of view now. I look forward to that.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad. But like I said, we're going to be on YouTube soon. People are going to be able to see us. I'm going to see how bold I actually am, how tired you actually look in regards to having all those kids.
Yes, please.
So yeah,
please,
it's going to be a fun time.
It is. Please catch us on YouTube if you want to get the optimal Critical Arcade experience. We're going to be over there. I mean, the audio is not going to go anywhere. We're still going to be posting our audio.
Of course, yeah.
The audio version on all of the podcast platforms. So if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, please continue to do so.
Yeah, in your cars, in your phones, when you're in the library, just listen to us on mute when you've got your phone in your hand. That's fine.
That's a good point. Do you think people watch podcasts while they're driving?
I hope not. Just because
there must be
some people can't drive that well without doing that. Adding that to their thing seems a bit too dangerous. But yes, I'm sure some people do. It's the world we live in.
Don't watch and drive.
There you go. There's an announcement. Just don't watch and drive. It's very good advice.
But yes, catch us on YouTube for all upcoming podcast episodes. It's going to be video, and it's quite an exciting first video episode as well. But you'll have to listen to the end of the episode to hear what that is.
Exactly right. It's one of those catch-22 situations.
Yeah. Caught you now. You're not going anywhere.
You are not going to fast forward this episode all the way to the end to hear that. You're going to wait for the whole thing because.
Unfortunately for you, because this week's episode is It's
yeah, it's a shame. I'd call this game a shame, fundamentally.
A shame? That's what you'd call this game? I'd call this game... How about calling it its name? Tell us what...
Okay. This week's game is the 2014 Lego Movie Videogame. It's the Lego Movie, but as a video game.
It's unfortunate.
Developed by TT Fusion or Traveler's Tale Fusion, it developed into Lego. And they, if you won't be shocked, do all the Lego games like the Jurassic Park, the Lord of the Rings. All of the Lego games are fundamentally theirs.
Yes, they did all the previous ones. They're gonna do all the big future ones.
Yeah,
this is their workhorse. These Lego
yes,
games.
that's exactly like that. That's what their bread and butter is, making these Lego games.
We've reviewed 2 of their games in the past. The very first one, Lego Star Wars: The Video Game, and 2012's Lego The Lord of the Rings, also a good one.
Yeah, also enjoyable. Yeah, no doubt. This
but
one, though.
this, I don't know.
Well, first, it was released on everything, which I always find that strange. That must cost a fortune. It was released on the PlayStation, the Xbox, the mobile phones, the Switch, I've always had the Vita and stuff like that. I'm always thinking that must cost so much money to release on all platforms all at once. Like,
but I mean, that's how these big studios think. This is from Warner Brothers. What, Warner Brothers Interactive? Warner Brothers Discovery?
I guess so. Yeah, it must do. Yeah, because of the
they've
movie
still
itself,
got these old executive mindset that's been used 10, 15 years ago, which at that point just came out of the 2000s.
Yeah.
That it needs to release on every platform in order for it to succeed.
Like, would you ever play this game on mobile? It came out on Android and Apple. It would play so badly on a phone. I don't understand why you release it to phones. Some games, sure, will transfer across quite well, but this type of game just doesn't. I don't get it. But
I can't imagine. No, you're right. I can't imagine that it does at all.
No,
but Warner Brothers, they're still stuck. Even now, 10 years ago, if I look at Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, they would have made a killing 10 years ago.
Right. It's just very strange. This game is very strange because it released at the exact same time the movie did. It actually released concurrently with the movie in the cinema. So it's one of those ones where you can kind of choose how you want to know the story. You can go watch it at the movies.
Please don't choose this. Please, Jesus, please don't choose this method. This is horrible.
It's very strange because the game released at the same time and the movie released at the same time, but the cutscenes in the game, which are the movie cutscenes, you weren't allowed to record. You're not allowed to record it. So, all the cutscenes and the story developments that I know a lot of games stop you from recording
because you
if it's
don't
big twists.
own this.
Yeah,
is what they're thinking.
But it's weird to think that some people, if this is the exact same story, some people would have bought the game to go through the story and kind of, if they wanted to stream it and stuff like that. But you're not allowed to, so you can't stream this game because so much of it has got so much recording block on it.
Yeah.
So it's just a really weird idea that you're kind of saying, oh, play it. You're not allowed to share this, but if you want to enjoy it, go watch it in the movie as well.
Well, that's it. That's just how the copyright works.
It seems scummy.
I do not understand how this works because this, you're right, was made by Traveler's Tales, but because it's kind of co-owned by Warner Brothers, they're allowed to use the copyright.
Yeah, that's what's really strange.
Then why is this so spliced and chopped and...
Yeah. Did you see the other weird thing? Did you read about the other weird thing about Milhouse at all? Milhouse from The Simpsons? I don't know.
I know Milhouse. What?
There's a scene in the movie where there's a big debate and they're discussing something, and you can go out to the crowd and you'll see some of your favorite characters as Lego men, because that's what they are.
Is this in the game?
Yes, in the game and the movie. And you'll see in the movie, you'll see Milhouse and you'll see a Hobbit or something like that. But Milhouse is there. But in the computer game, Milhouse is blurred out because the video game didn't get the license to put a Simpsons character in it.
What?
But the movie did have the license, and for somehow that doesn't cross over to license ownership. So if you play the game, you'll look at that whole crowd where they're debating and discussing, and Milhouse has got this just frame of blur around him. Just this little sphere of blurring because Simpsons just went, no, you're not allowed it in the game.
It's not going to happen.
It's just weird because, like you said, it's kind of owned by the same company. Why wouldn't the license go to the game, which is directly the movie as well? It's
despite the fact that this game might be good, might be bad, it's definitely bad. I despise when these companies the lawyers step in with the copyright corporate mumbo jumbo, this reason, that reason. Oh, this game can't be fun because otherwise it will sue you. It's
definitely under that banner. Yeah, it is definitely under that banner.
Okay, fine. I'll admit that's not what's gonna make a game like this magically a good game.
No,
it
true.
Is probably not the worst, but it definitely took me out of it.
Yeah, it hinders you. It hinders the development and the fun of the game and stuff like that. Well, like I say, narratively, if you have or have not watched the movie, you just play Lord Business, which I give the names are quite funny. Lord Business raids the lair of Vitruvius to take claim of the Craggle. And there, that big scene at the beginning. And 8.5 years later, you play Emmet Brickowski, a construction worker who bumps into Wyldstyle. Falls into a pit and finds a relic called the Piece of Resistance. Very, very like the One Piece or something like that.
Yeah.
Big
and
grand.
So the movie is kind of set into motion when this
it
legendary relic is found.
And then it plays, like if you've watched it, The Matrix. He finds out he's a builder, he's like the one, he learns he's the one, and then he starts to believe he's the one, just like the Matrix movie with Neo, and he's starting to believe. I actually thought it kind of rips off the Matrix a tiny bit. But I'll give it one thing. Now, I don't know if this is the movie in the game, I'm guessing it's the movie, which I thought was very interesting. Have you ever heard of the gentleman known as Vitruvius?
Vitruvius, not the character in the movie.
No, that's in the real life Vitruvius.
The real life Vitruvius? No.
It'd be weird. It'd be weird if you did.
He sounds Roman?
He's Greek, but Greek Roman. But it's interesting because I looked him up, good old Wikipedia. He actually first wrote one of the big architecture engineering books called De Architectura, which is kind of like a Lego manual to buildings today. So he's like the original like building manual maker.
He's the original Lego builder, which we could also call the original master builder.
Yes, literally. And he literally wrote this big ass book that tells you how to build arcs and how to build structurally sound items and buildings and stuff. So that's kind of a really clever aspect.
Yeah, it is. But see, that's good writing.
That is. I think that's more likely came from the movie itself, because that's clever. Because I looked that up and I thought, wow, he did make the first manual, like Lego building manual. I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh shit! That's good writing. And for this review, I'm gonna say that's on the movie's part.
Yes, agreed. Yeah,
which I'm fully aware in the Lego Lord of the Rings video.
Yeah,
I said that's because of the game, and I don't care because I'm biased.
You're biased. But that's one of these things about this game. When I was playing it, I think one of the reasons Star Wars and Lord of the Rings and the Harry Potter's ones work better, because you have a nostalgia of that movie.
Yes.
And then when you play it, it's Legofied. And you're like, whoa, I know that bit, and now it's Legofied. But releasing at the same time, you've got no nostalgia. There's no emotional connection.
I got that exact same point. I said the same thing. I said the Lego movie, right, is it's a great movie. It's an astonishing
it's a fun movie.
I liked it mainly because it proved everyone wrong who didn't think you can make a film about a toy as
I remember
ubiquitous and all-encompassing as Lego, right?
Yeah, of course.
Before the Lego film, when people heard there's going to be a Lego movie, what? How?
Yes, agreed. Yes, there was skeptics.
The game, unfortunately, does exactly the opposite. It's just another cookie-cutter Lego game.
Oh, it is.
And it might be the first time it doesn't work for me because of exactly what you said. Simply because it's not carried on the back of a mega popular nostalgic IP.
Exactly. It's if they release this like 6-7 years later, and if you the kids that had fond memories of the Lego movie, and then they're a few years older and they wanted to. Granted, you still don't have that same effect because the movie was Lego. One of the enjoyments of the Lego games is taking your movie and then adding the Lego quirk to it and the jokes and stuff that comes through it. So
but the movie's already Lego.
Yeah, so it's kind of a dead fish in that regard. It's not really going to get any better than it is.
In fact, it got worse.
Yeah, it's very strange to see. Like I said, this Lego game, like you pointed, when you play it, you can actually see it's not really made that well. Like you said, it's edited slapdash, slapdash, slapdash. You can see. Like, even just the use of the video scenes instead of doing that in-game. It just... I get it takes a lot, but they did them in game for all the other ones, like Lord of the Rings, the Battle of Helm's Deep. Lego had the whole Helm's Deep built, and the whole story took place during the narrative of the game. But this one doesn't do that. It just feels...
No, it doesn't. The sets even seem smaller.
Yes. And did you notice the weird thing, the unlockable people couldn't have been more boring? Oh. I know it's a bit later in gameplay. That some of the unlockable people was like Steve, the crane man.
Oh, everyone's favorite Steve.
Like Doreen, the barista. And it's just like, who wants to unlock that?
Oh, you could unlock Gale. Huh?
Yeah, Gale. Yeah, of course, Gale. Huh? Yeah. I thought, come on. A little bit. There were some that are inventive, which I'll tell you later. But a lot of them were just like, if you wanted to take the role of an NPC that you have no real backstory or knowledge of, there you go, a Lego person.
That's why this sucks.
Yeah, it does. Because of the Lord of the Rings ones, you actually got the characters, ladies and gents. You got to play Sauron. You got to play all the other elves that you don't really know well, but you get to play them. Yeah,
you could play Tom Bombadil. You're right. You could play Sauron. All of them.
All the unlockables were part of the lore of Lord of the Rings, and Star Wars kind of the same thing. You want to be the king of Minas Tirith and crush a tomato with your teeth? Go ahead. That was fun. But these unlockables, again, because there's no lore to it, it is a crane driver, a delivery man. It's just these weird little ones where you're like, well, that's not fun.
No, it isn't.
It's a really weird thing to unlock.
In the movie, because the entire point of the movie was everyone could be a master builder.
True, that's
everyone.
Very true.
That includes delivery boys. Milkmen, which is great. That's such a fantastic message for a movie like this for kids. But
Agreed.
In a video game, this doesn't work.
No,
this doesn't work. This was very clearly mandated by executives high up who said, "Oh, we need a Lego movie video game to go live alongside the film because we need it."
Yeah, it does. There wasn't. It does just feel like a cash grab, which is sad because the other games not so much. Gone to the it just comes across. Did not feel like this. What
was the new Star Wars one? The Skywalker Saga.
Yeah, I think that's the latest one. But then, like I said, it's an old IP. You're redoing, 1970s, 1978 or 79.
Yes, but it's also made much better.
Oh yes, no, it's great. No, this game is a cash-in. It's the black sheep. It's the one you don't want to play because there's nothing amazingly different. Even the Lego jokes are fundamentally the same jokes from the movie. So you don't even get to, at least this was funny. Or at least this was new. This was a new joke.
Just watch the movie.
Yeah, the movie is better, and you'll get more fun out of the movie because a lot of this, like you said,
that's it. It'll be more fun ratioed against the time you put in.
Yes, exactly right. No, exactly right.
It's just under 2 hours. I can have way more fun against the 10 to 12 hours I put into the game.
Agreed. No, this game
the fun was hardly there.
This game I wouldn't get to the end in this game. It would not interest me. Now, ladies sense, yes, this game isn't particularly aimed at older gentlemen like Nick and myself. But again, the other Lego games, because of the cherished IP and stuff, we would play all the way through, and it was funny, and it had humor, and it would, and it, like you said, I remember in the past episodes, it's great to play with your kids because you both find it funny. Be it adult jokes for the adults and funny little jokes for the kids, and you can play it together.
But please explain to my 5-year-old why Batman is on top of this cloud that looks like a little puppy.
Yes, that's true. That's a complicated little discussion, right?
I mean, he also might not even care.
But yeah, the innocence of youth is something I envy myself. I wish I'd have that viewer seeing things that way again.
Do you have any more narrative?
I get you.
Visuals, I think it's so disheartening to see small scenes from the movie in between stages.
Yes, yeah.
It's so disheartening because we're just being reminded how good this can look.
Yes.
Right? The film looked like real Lego.
But didn't you see when they went from game to cutscene to game to cutscene? Yeah. Didn't you, I saw quite a big difference in like the quality of the video. when it cut to the video, the video, maybe it was just me. When it cut to the actual video scene, the movie scene, sorry, from the movie in cinema, I could see it looked like cinema quality video compared to the highly rendered gameplay side of
course,
things.
but that's what I'm talking about. That's what I meant. The highly cinematic cutscenes that were clearly from the movie looked so much better, and then all of a sudden it panned back to the video game, and you're thinking, oh right, this is what it looks like.
Yeah, it's again, it's so jarring because you can just see the bad. It's like bad editing when somebody edits a scene. You just go, oh, okay, and then all of a sudden, okay. It's not smooth because it's just slapped in there. Granted, the scenes are fun because the movie was fun.
That's it. Of course, the scenes are fun because the movie was fun. You're so right.
But there's no extra cutscenes in the game. Barely. I think the beginning bit was potentially different. That makes you go, that's such a great little segue to that scene in the movie, or a little.
I think you might be thinking of the intro.
Just
before the main menu, and it's showing all the splash titles like, Warner Brothers, Traveler's Tales, and then the camera just knocks into Emmet, and it looks bad.
That's right. That's it. This game does make you sad. This game made me sad. The only thing I do like, and this is just the Lego games in general, visually we're talking here, I always think that the imagination of, I like how when you animate anything you build, it does it in those little blocks. And like each step, like the manuals when you make the Lego yourself.
Yes.
So
okay.
you get the base, then you get the middle.
You're right.
They do that really well. I don't even know if that means somebody who's, when you're a master builder and you're building the bike or something, does someone animate each individual piece to go into place like they're building it? Do you have to animate the whole? Like, is somebody reading the manual and actually going 2-piece, 3-piece, wheel, side block, and then editing that all together? Because that would take ages. But it looks so cool. No. It's so worth it. I thought I do like those bits just because I'm a fan of Lego, and it kind of looks like the same way the process you go through when you build it, because you have to do it in steps and segments each time. That's very imaginative. I do it, like, just watching them do that in regards to building things was fun. One thing I kind of hated was, when you had to build the bigger buildings and you got all the manuals and you had to build I think the first one was like a house porch or something, which had...
Yes.
And it makes you go, this is the tree you need, and here's 6 different trees. Which tree is it? You have to go through it and go, that one. Oh, whoa. And you put that in, and I think I know this isn't aimed at somebody, but it was so boring and not difficult. I just like, come on, make me do some Lego, sure, but make it more fun than this.
Market.
It was so... I was like, oh my god, there's like 6 pages of this, and I was like, now show me a 2-piece. Oh, that's a 2-piece. Now show me a side. That bored me. And some of the gameplay is kind of like shooting people, and then this gameplay is just matching shapes,
matching the Lego block that's missing.
But again, I don't know if this not really aimed at kids that young, like. I don't know.
No, I think it's 9-year-olds or something. But then again, if I think about 9-year-olds, there are so many other games that they'd rather be playing. If they are going to be playing a Lego game, it's not going to be this one.
Yeah, they're playing Fortnite and all those other things that
or even Lego Fortnite at this point. But in 2014, there were other Lego games. There were other games in general.
No, there really was. No, that's exactly right. There were better, good Lego games. Yeah, anything else visually you did not like?
It's yes, the scenes in between stages that made it look bad. I know the point of the movie was to have multiple disjointed worlds.
Yes.
The Old West, Middle Zealand, Bricksburg,
Bricksburg. Yeah, it was something along those lines. Yeah.
And the master builders kind of travel through them through these pipe, but in the movie, it looked fine. It looked good. Here, it just doesn't look right.
No, it was.
It doesn't.
Boring.
It looked
it was
like
boring.
In the game. It looked like a set.
Yes, they did. Yeah, entirely.
It just looked like a set, and in the background would be just a background of an old canyon or absolutely nothing in Cloud Cuckoo Land. It looked bad, and it looked like you were on this small little piece that was made for the game. While in the movie that we're constantly comparing this with, and it's probably a bit unfair, it looked massive. It looked like the entire world was made of Lego, and you could go there and play with your minifigures.
No,
I thought this game looks bad in that regard.
It's very, like you said, we compare it to movie a lot because it was supposed to be. It was released alongside the movie. That was the whole point. You were supposed to watch the movie and buy the game. That's why they released them at the same window, because they think your love for one will go to the other. But again, like I said, this just feels so cheap. This feels like they're trying to just cash in on the movie being released.
It really does. The game looks cheap. The film looks like proper hard Danish plastic.
Yes, it does. It does. And the jokes are the same. They don't even spend some time making better jokes. Even like one of the jokes was, do you have the plans for the wrecking ball? He says, yeah, I'll give them to you when I find them, but go do this for me. And then you go back, he goes, they were in my back pocket all along. And I'm like, come on! The jokes in Lego and Lord of the Rings, the Star Wars, were funny. They were comical. They were in theme with what was going on. A lot of the jokes in this were just really strange. There was one joke I did like, which when you went in the construction site, there was a worker that was asleep in the crane.
Yeah.
And then you had to wake him up with the music. And then when he woke up, he said, "Oh damn, I slept through lunch." And then when he didn't continue working, he said, "Oh well, I guess I have to go get my coffee now," and just left. And I just thought, well, yeah, that's about normal for the construction people. That made me smirk a little bit. Probably the only time I smirked in this entire game. But that actually
because it's a slight reference to something that a kid won't understand.
Yes, exactly.
It's just a slight nod to the adults.
Yeah, to the society's norms in regards to certain things. Yeah, that was it. That was about it. Visually, the game is kind of boring, though. Like, it is kind of boring.
And you'd think that because this is Lego, visually, that would be the best part.
Yeah, exactly right. Because of all the nostalgia and the Lego men.
If I'm thinking of the Death Star as a Lego set, that would look incredible.
I wish I could afford the Death Star Lego set. That looks great. But you'd need a room to put them all in as well, because I wouldn't want to take it apart. But great. There is, like you said, there's those big set pieces or they're big things that you look at and go, oh, wow, that's so cool. Yeah. And this doesn't have any of those. You don't
any
go,
whoa. Of it. None.
You make a bike, you make a bed, which of course is the joke from the movie. He makes a bunk beds. It isn't. There's no fun in this.
There's a level where you're traveling across a train.
Yes.
I don't know. I just think it was underwhelming compared to other Lego games that we've seen Traveler's Tale make before this one.
Yes, that's the thing. That's the big thing. It literally, they have the recipe. I think we mentioned this in the other episodes. They had the secret sauce. They have the recipe. They made funny games. They could have taken this and just added to it. That's what bugs me. There's nothing added to it, like a side quests, side stories that they just made some funny stuff about being Lego and in a construction.
I'm wondering, did they think the novelty of this being releasing alongside the movie was going to be enough?
Yes, I think that's exactly what they were told. I think they even crunch time potentially. Oh no, you must get this out. It must release on the exact same day, and later on, I mentioned in audio as well. You see how they kind of screwed that up as well. But
they
like
really
I said,
did. They really.
I know it's so annoying when you play this game.
Oh.
Because, like I said,
but I don't want to blame Traveler's Tales though, because the more we talk about it, the more it's coming across that this isn't their fault. This is due to Suits and Warner Brothers.
It does feel very much
know
like that.
what's going on and what they need to do.
No, it does feel exactly like that. It does. It's. You're right, because the other games, we saw the passion, we saw the humor, we enjoyed the moments.
Yes, absolutely. Ever since the very first one.
Yeah, no, they're really good. As 30-year-olds, we both thought they were really good too. You're right, this one feels like they just had to make the same game, but with this universe, and just use the movie bits, and that's it. Just knock it out, get it done. I want it released, we can sell it at the same time. no longevity to it
No.
or anything,
No.
just to get the Chris
It's very apparent. And then again, a 9-year-old might not see it. A 9-year-old would definitely not see it. But, I mean, if a 9-year-old had to choose between this and, I don't know, The Incredibles or a Star Wars Lego game,
and
they're
the
not choosing this one.
No, agreed. This one is just it's too, like you said, it smells like corporate bullshit, and it plays a bit like it too. Of course, kids aren't gonna know that, but this one, like I say, take any other Harry Potter, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Indiana Jones. Yeah, they're all so much better than this one. It's not funny.
Truly, they really are. Let's move on to audio.
Well, first of all, audio-wise, Everything Was Awesome is still a great song.
I like it.
Everything Was Awesome. It is a good tune. It's so dumb. I did kind of enjoy it. I just did not.
Did you enjoy it? The 10,000.
Oh no, it plays a lot. It plays a lot in this.
Oh, it knows that this song is just tied to the movie, and it pounds you over the head with that song.
Yeah, but
consistently
it does all the time. But it's almost, when playing the game, and obviously Nick and I didn't enjoy it, it's almost ironic that we're listening to a song that's saying everything is awesome, and we're playing a game that's clearly not. it is one, like a weird like juxtaposition. It's like, no, everything isn't awesome. I'm playing a barista.
It's not.
I want to play as Thor or somebody. Yeah, sorry.
Don't say it's awesome, Chris Pratt. It's not, and you know it.
No, very true. What did you think, Audio Man?
No, I think exactly what you said, and also I found it. The cutscenes were so. Okay, I don't understand. Telltale might not have the legal rights to play the scenes from the film, right, as cutscenes in the game.
Yeah.
Which seems less true the more I say it, because Warner Brothers is involved and they own the rights. Yeah, but it almost seems like they weren't allowed to play the songs from these cutscenes.
No, agreed. Yeah, it was devoid of
they just added their own royalty-free music in there, and it sounds atrocious. But then during levels in this game, you can hear the tracks from the film. I'm so confused.
Yeah, I agreed. Like, it was so. Again, it's one of those ones I didn't even remember. I remember Everything Is Awesome. I can't remember any soundtrack of any, like the escape, the motorcycle thing with the cars. But again, everything about this was truly weird because the cutscenes were voiced from the actors in the movie, i.e. Chris Pratt. Is it Chris Pratt?
Was that real? Did the Traveler's Tales get all the actors from the movie to voice their video game counterparts?
No, they literally took the video footage that plays is Morgan Freeman, it is Chris Pratt, it is
Elizabeth.
I can't remember. Elizabeth Banks, right? Was the
yes.
But in the game, it's not them because Todd Hanser, he's only one of the only real people that actually voice acts in this in this game a bit. He plays Gandalf later. Emmet is done by Keith Ferguson because they can't afford Chris Pratt. And
really?
Keith Ferguson, you might know him. He does the voice of Reaper from Overwatch. But the funny thing is that in this game, they're credited for the voice. So the actors actually get paid for credited for this game.
Okay.
But you'll see later on that underneath all the Chris Pines and all that, which they get credited for it, you'll see in-game Emmet and in-game Bad Cop.
Oh.
Right? It's horrible. It's corporatism again.
Come on.
Another interesting thing that I did like, though, Bad Cop in-game, not the movie the movie scenes, right? He was
Bad
voiced
Cop in-game.
Yes, there were little bits where he had dialogue.
Yes.
It wasn't a lot. Was voiced by Bradley Pierce. And this is going to be one of those questions where I ask you if you know this movie. Did you watch the original Jumanji movie?
Wow, an extremely long time ago.
With Robbie Williams.
With Robin Williams, yes.
Yeah, that's right. And a young, what's her name?
I don't know.
Somebody Dunst.
Oh, Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst. If you can remember that movie, she had a little brother called Peter Shepard who gets turned into a monkey and is scared of everything.
Right, yes.
He's the same guy who voices Bad Cop in this. He's got into voice acting. He voices Bad Cop. He did Chip in the 1991 version of Beauty and the Beast, the cartoon version. That I was shocked. I was like, "Whoa!" It's granted, I've watched Jumanji a lot of times.
I recognize you.
Yeah, it's little Peter Shepard. I thought that was cool. And
okay, well, if I was confused because the characters sound exactly like their big screen counterparts,
yes,
Chris Pratt, Elizabeth Banks.
Yes, they do.
Morgan Freeman. They sound like them.
Yes, because and another one I pointed here, which is one of the points for Truvius, the guy you meet at the beginning, is done by Josh Robert Thompson, and he's not known for like any big roles, but he actually does all the celebrity voices and stuff like that in Family Guy and American Dad. So he's actually got quite a big range in regards to doing like Tom Hanks and Morgan Freeman and stuff like that. And I think a lot of these people are very good at doing celebrity voices. Thus, that's why they were hired to do these roles. Because he's
that
done,
makes sense.
This Josh Robert Thompson in just Family Guy alone has done like 109 episodes because he's played Jack Nicholson or Morgan Freeman and stuff. He just does celebrity voices.
Who's that guy that's been working on The Simpsons for almost 40 years?
Oh, there's Hank Azaria.
Yes. That does almost like 70% of the voices.
He's most of them are all amazingly talented doing voices. But yeah, Hank Azaria does loads. Dr. Zoidberg.
Yes.
He does,
so they've got talented actors like him to do.
That's exactly it. That's exactly what they did.
Okay. Now I get it. All right. Yeah, because they sound exact. I was thinking, holy shit, is this Chris Pratt? Did they get Chris?
They do sound alike.
Was that part of his contract? I thought.
You would have thought so. Yeah, you would have thought so. But no, not one of them did any voice acting for the video game. Only for the movie, and they spliced that in.
Okay.
It's just annoying. It's annoying. Like, come on. You can't give... Granted, if you actually look at the game itself, there's actually very little dialogue in the end. It's all NPCs saying, grab this, grab that. And Emmet, you don't really say much to it.
No.
You grab it, you
they've
do
got quips here and there.
Yeah, a little quip here and there. It's true. But that's it. So the audio was... That's it. Again, it just screams big wigs and suits saying... Oh no, we can't afford the actors to do the game stuff. We'll just splice that in and get some cheap people to do it. Whatever.
I despise when games are born from exactly that, from suits who think that they smell money.
Like Concord, if just to add something newer to it. No, literally Concord. But that's fine.
No, I think Firewalk started Concord when Overwatch got released.
Yes, but they came late to the party. I agree.
Because it took 8 years to make.
It's such an insane thing to do.
It's too long. Development cycles are too long. It's unsustainable. We can't keep going like this.
And the game has no unique selling point. There was no aspect to Concord. A bit of a tangent. There's nothing new to that game that all the other games don't already do. There really isn't. It doesn't bring out like, this is good. I see what they did here, but this part's amazing. It's just copy and paste and slow. Everybody's complaining Concord is so slow to play. There's no high octane jump, move, shoot, duck away. No, it does make me laugh though, because I don't like that type of game like you, and to see it fail kind of makes you say, look, why don't they open their eyes and look at the game space and make decisions? But they don't. But anyway, weird tangent, sorry.
I don't think, excuse me, I just also one last comment. I don't think Concord's a bad game. I don't think it's a bad game. It's just so late.
I agree. There's so many.
They started with it when Overwatch came out, which is great. That was 8 years ago.
Yes, that was a long time.
If they made and released the game in 2 or 3 years, it might not be as good quality as it is now, but it might receive the tail end of the big popular hero shooter genre. But the biggest problem is it's got nothing.
But they didn't make it free to play either, which is a really dumb decision.
No, just wait. In a month,
it will do.
Free on PS Plus.
100%.
In a month, it's going to be free on PS Plus. Well, included.
It will definitely do that. It will definitely do that. It's just so silly. Anyway, anything audio wise?
It felt like Traveler's Tale was banking on famous VA sound alikes and the music being from the movie. I don't think they made any music specific to the game.
Yeah, agreed. It just feels hollow.
It works for Harry Potter, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings.
Yes, exactly.
It absolutely does not work for a movie like this that has generic music except for one uber famous hit.
Yes, which actually made them lots of money. Everything that was awesome hit the charts at like number 10 or something.
Because it's awesome.
Point. Yeah, and it's fun, and I wish everything was awesome in society and life, but it isn't. Okay, audio-wise, so we go into gameplay then.
Gameplay. I don't know if you've ever played one of Traveler's Tales Lego games, you've played this game. It's
that's very true. Yeah, that's very true.
The exact same gameplay loop they've been using for almost a decade in 2014. Now it's been 2 decades and it's still the same.
But I'd say this is worse. In Lord of the Rings, you had swords and Legolas's bow and arrow and like different aspects to actually playing the game.
Yeah.
Here you just go up to them and kick them and punt and and they break, and then you go and they break.
Yeah, very true.
I was like, okay, this you're not going to get the most gameplay. This isn't going to be revolutionary gameplay from a Lego game out of nowhere.
No.
But it was. I give you that you get to go on some vehicles. You get to use a laser gun to shoot down a wall and stuff like that. There's some puzzling aspects that are kind of fun. That are kind of like, oh, okay, this is cool. And Wyldstyle can climb and run on walls and stuff like that. It was a clever little gameplay mechanics that came here and there, but nothing that was actually truly exciting to do or pull off or something
nothing
like that.
I wouldn't expect from a Lego game.
Yeah, because they've done this before. They did lots of good gameplay in the past ones.
Even some levels where there's a big difference. Like there's an entire level where you're rolling down a hill.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
It was different. It wasn't that fun. It felt super janky.
Did you notice that part where you fall down the hole and you've got that like whole falling mechanic and you're supposed to dodge fire and collect the bolts or whatever we call them? Do you know that if you do nothing, it works? You don't get if you get hit by the fire, you don't lose a heart. You don't miss the things. I literally left my controller on the side and it got everything. He got hit all the time.
I'm not even surprised.
It was such a weird puzzle like gaming aspect to put in there, but it had no other outcome than you actually being fine.
No, you're right. I think it's just there for the kids to kind of enjoy. It's giving them a fake risk reward scenario.
Yes, yeah, it is very fake risk reward.
I don't necessarily have a problem with it, but
it was just a weird segment that, like I said, during fighting and other scenes, you have 4 hearts, and when you get hurt too much, you'll die, you'll explode, but you'll come back again. Yeah, that's very...
Yes, and you'll lose some studs.
Yeah, but that shows you a little bit like...
That's better. There's some risk and reward there.
Yeah, exactly. If you succeed, you feel a little better than if you don't, but there's no real penalty if you don't. That game had none of that. It kind of just took all the fun out of maybe doing a perfect run and getting an extra gold piece or something like that in regards to it. It's... Like I said, it's so hard because we played the other Lego games first.
Yeah, but that's it. Are we judging this game too harshly?
No, I just don't think we are. I kept thinking that, and I get that we have a bias, you for Lord of the Rings, me to Star Wars. I have played Indiana Jones, and I have played a little bit of the Harry Potter. Also, movie franchises I enjoy. I enjoyed the Lego Movie, but this gave me nothing new to that. The other games do. They add side bits and segments and jokes.
Yes, they do. And I remember the Lego games being fun.
Yes, they really were.
I remember them all being fun.
Yeah,
on PlayStation, I got the Platinum Trophy for the Lego Harry Potter and the Platinum Trophy for Lego Marvel Superheroes. One came out before this and the other one after. Yeah. I remember them both being fun. Why is this not fun? Is it because I'm 31 now?
It could be slightly that reason.
Am I not the target market anymore?
Yeah, this is aimed right at you. That said, most people who collect Lego are over the age of like 25 because it's so expensive and stuff.
It's
so
true.
You can't entirely say this is aimed at kids because they can't afford Lego. Most people can't. I get what you mean. The whole game feels too just. I don't know. I don't want to use the term cash grab again. It just doesn't have a spark of fun to it. It's not different.
No,
it's no different to the movie.
It's like Traveler's Tale. They enjoy making the Lego games from IPs, but because this was mandated by Suits and they knew it.
Yeah.
Do you think they half-assed this?
I think there's got to be something like that. If you don't get the free reign that they potentially had with the other ones, then you're not going to put as much love into it because you're being held back. Creatively, you're being rigidly stuck to one plan. And yeah, I think that happens all the time. I think this is a good example of it because the other games have so much more just love and fun to them. And this game just doesn't. And I feel, in theory, it's still the same production leads and directors and stuff like that are doing all the past games and the games now. It just comes across too bad. This game is... Or even the fun parts, that, like I said, the unlockables are so boring. The only 5 I thought were slightly cool was Cleopatra, Abraham Lincoln, Shakespeare, a Yeti, and a panda guy. All the other ones were just Steve and Gale. Gale, and I don't know why, but for some reason, women in this, which is fine, they can jump higher. They don't really even explain, like, oh, you got to swap to Gale now so she can jump on the back of the truck.
So she can jump.
Why can she jump higher? What, like, is this lore that I don't know about? Give lots of skills. That I love swapping them out for different puzzles and stuff like that. That's kind of clever. But I just I didn't understand that aspect of it, and I liked Gale. I used Gale more than Emmet at the beginning because Emmet kind of was annoying. I didn't like Emmet. I know the gameplay is what it is. It's kind of just go through each segment and then just do this. So even there's a segment where you play the vehicle games where you get to jump onto different vehicles and shoot them with lasers and there's rockets coming down at you. It's kind of fun, but
yeah,
after like the 3rd time of doing it, I kind of got bored again. I was like, can this segment be over now? Like, and another truck comes by and you got to jump on and knock off, and another truck comes by and you got to jump on and knock off. I don't know. Maybe it was because we're coloured too much from the movie and the aspects of this game that weren't as fun as the others. But it just wasn't as fun. I just did not have fun playing this game. And you?
No, I did not. I didn't think this game was fun. I've played my fair share of Lego games, and they were all fun. Even so much so that I completed all of them. I got all the gold bricks. This one, I felt absolutely no need to get any of it because I wasn't having a good time.
And they didn't release it.
If I were to break down why I wasn't having a good time, I'm guessing it's because of everything that we've been saying.
Yes.
It feels like there's no soul in this, which raises the argument that Traveler's Tales make Lego games and then they just use the soul from other IPs instead of injecting it themselves, and this just proves that they can't inject soul into a game. It raises that argument that I don't want to continue.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because they've made games that I enjoyed, and I don't want to put down Traveler's Tales. I think they've just been mandated to make a game by Suits that they didn't want to make.
Yeah, it's the recipe of releasing it at the same time. It didn't give enough time for people to love the movie and want to go back. It just didn't. That's the biggest. But all the other Lego games have had that nostalgia or length of time where you go, oh, I loved that movie. I'll jump into the Lego version, see if it's any different. At the same time, you just don't get that feeling. It doesn't have that nostalgia or, oh, I remember this scene, because it just isn't there. It just isn't. It feels just wet and damp. It's like it's a horrible little, not horrible. It's boring. Sorry, horrible's the wrong word. It's a boring game.
I'm checking it out on Wikipedia right now, and it seems like they've got different developers.
Who was it then? It was TT, wasn't it?
Yes,
or you're talking about the other one.
It seems like it's TT Fusion.
Yeah, TT Fusion just came in later because Traveler's Tales got absorbed by another company, so they called it Fusion in regards to because they had Telltale's absorbed some other ones, and they didn't want to just call it Telltale, so they called it Telltale Fusion.
I see. So the same team made that and made all the other Lego games as well.
More than likely, yes, exactly. It just
because this seems like a serious step down, and
it does.
It can't be the same team, but I'm guessing.
No, I think it pretty much is. Granted, teams of course develop and change.
So unfortunate. Yeah, I think the last point I've got in the gameplay is I never thought that these Lego games could age badly, because I mean there's an appeal to all of them.
Oh yeah.
I even like the gameplay for a lot of them, but when I play this one, I'm starting to see the cracks in the formula, and I know this game is 10 years old. It released in 2014. Jeez, there's a lot that might have just hindered its development, although I don't know. I think there's a lot that you can say about this, but I think this one aged the worst.
Yes, agreed. I think so too. Like I said, you could say our biases are talking in regards to old school cinema and the things that we loved.
Which I think is fine, really.
Yes, it is.
I don't think there is anyone that can ever be unbiased when talking about a subjective...
100%. We're not robots. Of course we're going to be biased. Every single person.
Yeah, if you
That's
like
the thing
this
about
game...
reviews. Yeah.
Great. I'm glad.
If you loved the movie, if you loved it, this game is definitely for you because it's exactly the movie but in a video game.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, all reviews are respective of the person and what they like and don't like, and all those things. That's why, it is what it is.
That's it for gameplay.
Anything performance-wise you had go wrong?
I just think that Lego games have always had their fair share of jank. This game's no exception.
Yeah, agreed. I was still shocked loading screens. I know it's an older game and those loading screens are potentially ported over to the newer versions of it.
Yeah.
But this had lots of loading screens. I was like, damn, what's it actually loading compared to other games? I'm being very finicky and stuff like that. It's the only thing I wrote down for performance.
Yeah, I guess that just shows that a game like this isn't very optimized.
No, agreed.
Because this wasn't even 60 frames on the PlayStation 5.
No, you're literally playing the PlayStation 3 version on newer gear, and that's why it's all there, I suppose.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
But it ran. Otherwise, I always find their menus, the just the pause menu and the quitting menu to be so simplistic.
Was it slow for you?
Yeah, it's a
Why? Come on, Travis.
I don't get that. It reminded me of like the user interface for like PlayStation 2 games or PlayStation 1 games. It's so just limited.
Exactly. Because they made one for Lego Star Wars the video game for PlayStation 2 back in the day, and they've not updated it ever.
It's literally like continue, options, exit. That's it. Those are your three options in regards.
Do they know the target market for those games have grown up?
Yeah, it's a really weird thing not to improve over years. But yeah, it's I don't get that either. It's not a big problem. It's just very strange to see.
It does seem like they've finally learned their lesson with Skywalker Saga, because that does seem like a significant upgrade.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah,
but how long did it take? 15, 18 years?
Yeah, that's true. That is quite a longevity. Value for money, what did you think then?
I think if you like the gameplay loop, then you'll find value in this game. But the gameplay loop for these Lego games have been beaten to death.
Yes, I agree.
And I don't think anyone older than 9 can enjoy this.
Yeah, agreed. I'd say ultimately, like you said, Fortnite and stuff have the Lego versions of things now, which is kind of the biggest change. Because like you said, the gameplay here is kind of just rinse and repeat again and again and again.
Again, and the entire time, over and over and over. And if you've played any of the other Lego games, you know what's going on here.
Yes, that's very true. That's one of those things, especially with this one, because it's so hollow and not as fun. If you love collecting things, it still has that same collect all the bits and get special mode and get the blue ones and the green ones and the golden pieces and
it's just the same game.
It's a lot. If you love the collectathon thing, this has a lot of that in it, like all the Lego games.
Yeah. Very true. It's got that classic PlayStation 2 vibe of, you're right, collectathon, get all the blocks, all the things, unlock all the secrets.
Unlock Greg, the patisserie guy, or Martin, the phone salesman.
But then again, it's the same thing over and over, and people are buying these games because a lot of the value in these Lego games are secretly in the IP. It's usually attached to. And this is just, for a game, a shitty IP. The movie's excellent. The game, it doesn't work.
No, agreed. It's just one that misses. It swings and misses in regards to that side of thing.
Yeah.
And on Steam, it's like $12. On PlayStation Network, it's $4, but it's included in your subscription if you have that.
Seems
so
right.
it's not the most expensive game, but all the other games are also priced at that point. Star Wars, the later ones, not of course the Skywalker saga. Pick up one of the other ones: Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter,
Just
Indiana Jones.
do it.
They're so much more fun.
Or just watch the movie.
Yes.
It's better and respects your time.
Yes, it's a good movie. I remember I actually went to the cinema to watch it because who wasn't curious about a Lego movie at the time,
right? Especially the first one.
Yeah. So it is what it is. It's if you like that type of thing, then it's definitely for you. If you're a Lego fan, get a different Lego video game IP one. They're so much more fun. This is okay. What did we score this bad?
I don't know. I don't even want to call this okay.
Well, yeah, it's one of those things.
I don't even want to call it okay. I don't know. Erica was okay to me. Ratchet and Clank games are okay.
Yes, they're okay. That's true. That's more okay. I'd define them as okay-ish as too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's reviews. They're always subjective. That's the thing. It
really is. Please don't come at us when we score these things differently than what you would have scored them. That's how subjectivity works.
That's why on the internet, when you want to look at the score of a game, you go to a bunch of places, look at all the scores, and go, so it's roughly that.
Yes, and you don't take it seriously at all.
Exactly.
Our scores for this game, we threw into a. Wait, let me start again. Our scores for this game we got from the box sets. You know, those Lego box sets that you buy at Toys R Us or whatever?
Yeah.
We got them from box sets, and they were overly expensive, but we bought them anyway. So we took the box set home. We were very excited in the car on our way back. When we finally got home, we threw it all on the table. We picked a couple off that fell on the floor, and we built the entire set. It took a couple of hours, but they were cathartic, and we were filled with ecstasy. And at the end, we had the letter grade rating of C-, which is it's still too high, I think.
It makes me laugh because that's the same as Splinter Cell, Pandora Tomorrow, and they're such different games.
It's so different.
And Alone in the Dark 3, it's just funny to see what we've scored and the age and just like the type of gameplay that we've rated them the same score, but the games couldn't be more different.
But ratings are actually so dumb.
They are kind of dumb. It's
Why
funny.
do we do this?
It's for the fun and the entertainment for everybody out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is kind of, when you do it all the time, you do kind of realize how dumb it kind of is because
it is.
But it's fun, and you're all listening to us because of our vast knowledge and our love of gaming. So yeah, you're all listening
of course, it has to be for some other reason.
You're going to tell all your friends that this was a C- game. And
yes. And if this was 2 years ago, I'd tell you to tell your parents.
That's true. You say that. Yeah, no. Tell your parents. Tell your vicar. That's it. So it's a C-. So it is. If you like it, go get it. If you don't want to risk it, I wouldn't. Don't risk it.
Please don't. Just watch the movie.
Yes, just watch the movie.
But anyway, thanks for listening to this week's episode of the Critical Arcade Podcast. The very last audio-only one. So sad. If you'd be so kind, you could leave us a review, or just go to YouTube right now and subscribe, or like and comment, and what else can you do? Share. There's a load of things you can do on YouTube.
Yeah, just load it onto your second or third screen and press play and watch.
Just do it. Just let it run. We need to get monetized.
Yeah, exactly. Just to do us a favor. People do that. Background play is. I've got. I'm not a young person, but I've noticed that there are channels now that call it background play, and you're just supposed to put it on your monitor whilst you work with.
Oh, I do that. What are you talking about? I do that.
And muted. It's not like that.
What?
What's that? What's that cool one with? Yeah, people mute it just to help the channel. They put it on their screen and mute it.
Oh, to help it. Okay. Yeah, do that. Yeah.
I was shocked by this too.
If you're on YouTube right now and you're listening to that.
Listen to a podcast muted. Yeah, it's very strange, but it seems to exist out there. I don't understand it either.
You could catch us on email. I'm Nick at criticalok.com.
And I'm Dave at criticalarcade.com.
But besides for your email, Dave, where else can we follow you?
You can find me out and about here and there, where I do go outside at least once a month. But if you do, I have managed to acquire the rights of Everything is Awesome, and I will have it continuously playing in your head in a loop for the rest of your days. I can only imagine this would might slowly but surely turn you into a psychopath.
Yes.
And do the whole like Joker thing. If you've watched that movie, it will slowly develop into that type of
yes, you'll be turned into the Joker baby.
Yes, literally that, because everything is awesome. So if you want that, by all means, if that's the type of thing, if you love the song.
That sounds fine, and it sounds all right until, yes, you slowly realize, oh, this isn't stopping.
Well, that's one of those things. I don't know if this is real, but years ago they actually played. I don't know what it was, like Aqua's Barbie Girl or something, to prisoner inmates or as an interrogation technique. Yeah. And if the human brain is played the same thing, that's annoying for like hours on hours on hours. Yeah. It can kind of break. And they will. I think the study was to see if they gave up information after this. And it was like a 50% success rate. People would be like, okay, I can't listen to this anymore. The body's buried in the backyard or something. It does kind of work. So,
whoa.
Yeah, I know. I was intrigued by this. There's a study. If you play annoying music on a loop continuously for hours on end, and I think a bit of sleep deprivation as well is also added to it, it can break the human brain. And so that's what I'm saying. If you do that, I will break you. Fundamentally, I know it's a bit morbid, but yeah, it's true. It can actually make you go really be kind of torturous to do it to the human brain. Yeah, I know it's a weird, dark thing to put at the end of the podcast, but yeah, I believe it's true. Sorry.
Please, okay. Please don't torture someone with Aqua's Barbie Girl.
Yeah, that's true. That's one of the weird. Like,
also, don't follow Dave. Rather support us. Oh no. Okay. Well, so update. I've switched off our Patreon for now.
Yeah, because it was just too popular. It was just becoming too crowded with people. It was too for now, we're concentrating on the YouTube thing. We're going to concentrate on doing better and doing other things instead of focusing on that side of things.
Correct. Thank you, Dave. You're absolutely right. We're focusing on YouTube. We're focusing on upgrading the show to its best form. And then once the audience comes in more, which it should, then we'll think about opening the Patreon back up again.
Yeah, exactly. So when everything's all unlocked behind cool things and this and we're doing that, that's when the Patreon will come back in.
Yeah. Dave, how about you tell us, what have we got lined up for next week?
Well, next week, it's always fun because it's one of the new games that are coming out, which I'm sure everybody's heard of or is waiting, anticipating it. It's Astrobot, the full release game of the game that came with the PlayStation 5 as kind of like a controller tutorial, but kind of fun nod at all the other games that released on PlayStation. I know, you platinumed
for a very long time. That was the best game on the PS5. That was the best PlayStation exclusive. Astro's Playroom. Hell yeah. If you've got a PS5, play that shit right now.
You platinumed Astro's
Of
Playroom.
Of course. Well, it takes about 2, maybe not even 3 hours to get the platinum.
Oh,
it's
I didn't know
so
that.
Much fun.
Yeah, like he's literally super excited to get this because
that's charm, that's soul, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
Astrobot, if it's gonna be a full game,
right?
What, 20-30 hours? If it's rivaling Mario, sign me up.
That would be cool. That would be cool. It'd be cool if Astrobot just all of a sudden became as big as Mario and Sonic, which is like this massive IP. No, we look forward to it because that game is charming and it's got so many little Easter eggs and like nods to other games, which us being older gamers, that I look forward to trying to discover and work out and stuff like that. It's a good time.
It's going to be a lot of fun. So tune in next week on YouTube for our first ever video episode where we'll be talking about Astrobot and you'll get to see our faces.
I'm not sure if that's a plus or not, to be honest with you, but yeah, it's very true. You will get to see our faces.
Yes, but tune in next week for that. We'll see you then. Cheers.
Cheers.